ما أريد من هذا الشعب إلا أن يزيد في الحمد والشكر إلى الله عز وجل، ويزيد من محبة الوطن، ويزيد من العمل ومضاعفة العمل لما يسعى فيه من خير له وللدولة والأهل. هذا اللي أنا أدوره من الشعب، وربنا إن شاء الله يوفقنا جميعا على ما يحب ويرضى.
We are honored to host Ms. Gwenaelle, the CEO of ARC Middle East, a company renowned for its legacy in glassware innovation and sustainable manufacturing. ARC Middle East has strengthened its presence across the region and globally, serving Europe and the USA, a testament to the quality and global appeal of its products. To know more details, stay tuned.
تقرب منازلها إلا محب زايد أسسها واليوثن وراها داروا على الدانات 7 أبد. إلا دار زايد لا تقرب حماها لا تقرب منازلها إلا محب زايد أسسها واليوثن وراها داروا على الدانات 7 أبد.
What I would like to say is that this country is very welcoming. I would say from a personal, familial, but also professional point of view. It's a business-oriented country. It's a business-oriented government. We can see that on an everyday basis. We are invited now to many initiatives on energy optimization, energy monitoring.
Welcome everyone to Pearls of Union, a program that sheds a light on the brightest minds and most inspiring figures in the UAE. In every episode, we dive deep into the journeys of exceptional individuals who turn ambition into achievement and challenges into opportunities. And one of those successful personalities is our special guest for today, and she is Mr. Gwenaelle, and she is the CEO of ARC Middle East. Welcome, Miss.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for joining us today. Well, let's go back to the beginning. Can you please introduce yourself to everyone and tell us about the whole journey?
Okay, so I'm Gwenaelle. I'm a French citizen. I've been living in Europe most of my life, and I was working for our company already in France, in our headquarters, and I've been appointed CEO of ARC Middle East 1.5 years ago here in the UAE.
You know, Miss, that every successful venture starts with a clear vision and a strong foundation. So how was ARC Middle East founded, and also what vision led to its establishment?
ARC Middle East was actually established at the end of 2004, but it was inaugurated and started the production in 2005. It was started initially to really serve the needs of the consumers in the Middle East region, Middle East, Africa, India. And our group wanted to develop in these countries that were high potential countries at the time. So ARC decided to invest in the Middle East and chose the UAE as a very central location to serve the different countries of the region.
Great. So, Miss, as the CEO, what is your role exactly here inside the company?
So here the purpose of the company, of course, is to continue to develop the business and to grow, to identify what are the market opportunities in a very challenging and also changing environment. We can see every day how the markets are evolving. So we really need to keep innovating, keep differentiating to make the difference versus the competition. So the purpose is really to develop the business and then work on everything in terms of operations, factory, plants, to make it happen in a both competitive but also differentiating way.
Great. So this is the goal of the company.
The goal and actually the mission of our company as a group, ARC, is innovative glass for a better world. So what is actually our purpose as a company and as a group is really to enhance everyday's life of the consumers we serve with glass products that serve from the kitchen to the table for everyday occasions, but also for special occasions when you receive guests at homes. So we want to make our consumers' life a little bit more joyful and happier by providing beautiful products to set their table and decorate their home.
Yeah, so what are the main products that you are
So the main
offering
products
today?
we're offering, we will go through our showroom a little bit later on. It's glasses, drinking glasses, of course plates, all kinds of plates for all kinds of dishes. Actually, also another purpose of this factory here and this plant here in the region was to adapt to the local needs and to the local habits. You don't eat and you don't drink the same things in the Middle East, in India, in Africa, versus Europe and the US. So you really need to adapt with the right size, the right shape, the right design. The tastes are also different. And there are very specific products like the tea mugs, the tea glasses. There is such a beautiful tradition here of drinking tea, of receiving friends and family at home with big gathering. So you need a lot of dishes and a lot of glasses to serve all those needs.
Great. You know, Miss, that the world is moving strongly towards sustainability. So how do you translate your commitment to environmental responsibility?
This is a key axis of development for us. This is the case everywhere. Coming from Europe, the sustainability regulations are also very, very strong. And here in the country, in the UAE, it's moving also very fast. I have seen in the last 2 years an acceleration from all sides. For example, here in Ras Al Khaimah, the municipality has been very active on this topic. The Rakaz is a Ras Al Khaimah economic zone we belong to, is also very supportive and also pushing all the companies here to go toward a more sustainable production. So that means less CO2 emission, going more to alternative ways of producing electricity and procuring electricity. So we're working on all these action plans and we have to report regularly on those topics to really show the progress, the savings we do in terms of energy, how we optimize our energy savings, but how do we develop sources of more sustainable, for example, electricity and other energy. So this is a key point for us, and all our international clients require this. Today in ARC Middle East, more than half of the turnover is actually exported outside of the Middle East, mainly to Europe and to the United States. All our big international customers have their own sustainability roadmap. They have their own sustainability KPIs they want to reach, and ARC Middle East, as a supplier of those big groups, needs to help them to reach those objectives. So we need to do it for us, for the people, for the community, for the country, but we also need to do it for the business and for our clients. So this is something where we've been working for, so sustainability, environment point, but also social compliance. Social compliance is also a key axe of development for us. Our big customers are coming very regularly to the plant and they audit. They do very strong audits. They go through all the different topics to make sure that from a compliance, social compliance point of view, we are at the highest standards.
Perfect. So this is your vision.
Yes, absolutely. For me, two main legs. If we go into the developments, there are two legs. We need to remain competitive because we are in a highly competitive environment. There are many glass manufacturers all over the world, and there will be always a cheaper country somewhere in the world. So if you just fight on the price points, you can't win. You need to do both. You need to be competitive because you need the volumes. And when we will visit the plant later on, you will understand why the glass drops continuing, every day, every single minute is getting into the mold, into the machines. So having the volumes is absolutely compulsory. For that, you need to be competitive. This is the first leg of the strategy, but the second one is innovation and differentiation. If you just do the same product everybody does, it doesn't work. So you need to show something different. So we have a strong program of innovation, not only product design innovation, we try to renew our collection, provide new shapes, new designs every month, every year. But on top of that, developing new technologies in order to propose different products to our clients.
Great. So this is how you differentiate yourself in the market, in this competitive market.
Exactly.
Great. Success is marked by significant milestones and impactful contributions. So what are the key achievements that you are most proud of today at ARC Middle East?
I think if I look at the history of ARC Middle East, during those 20 years, there have been extraordinary years of success and development. There have been also quite challenging years. We were serving many different countries in the regions. Some of those countries, for geopolitical reasons, a few years back, were completely blocked. So we had to find different markets and different areas where to develop our business and sell our products. So those challenging times for my predecessors have been very important, and the company has been able not only to survive, to go through those difficulties, I'm thinking also about COVID time, for example, but they've been able to reinvent themselves, to do the necessary cost-cutting operations that were needed, but also develop new regions, new business. And that's what we're continuing to do today. This has been a key point, being able to adapt to the market change, find different ways of selling when one area is blocked for a reason or another, and continue to adapt to the ever-changing market demand. I think coming from Europe, the key asset of ARC Middle East is its extraordinary adaptability to the market, to the customer demands. We produce most of our design, or decors and shapes are based on our clients' requests. So we do a lot of specific exclusive designs for our clients. We have clients in Egypt, we have clients in many countries of the Middle East, in India, of course here in the UAE, in Saudi Arabia. We develop specific design for each of our clients. And the feedback we get from the clients, but also from the other members of our group is, you in ARC Middle East are really able to do those super fast developments to answer to the client's request and then produce them on time and deliver on time. So we don't have one unique catalog of products that we sell to everyone and people have to pick up there. No, we develop specific design for each of our clients. And that is something very specific and a key differentiator as a company of ARC Middle East.
So is it challenging to meet the unique demands of your clients in different markets?
It's challenging from the industrial point of view because the glass industry is, I would say, a volume industry. So you will see that when we will visit the factory. It's huge volumes, it's huge speed. So doing specialized products sometimes with lower volumes can be a challenge because you need to start the machine, to start what we call a job for sometimes small volumes. So being able to adapt to different needs with different sizes of production, it's a real challenge for the production team. But this is also one of our assets. This is something we can propose. We are able to provide huge volume for our international clients who are requiring them, but we are also able to do ad hoc solutions industrially to smaller demands. So this is a special collection that we have developed for the 20 years of ARC Middle East. And we wanted to do a special tribute to Ras Al Khaimah, why beauty? So we have tried, our design team has worked on it and tried to represent all the different beautiful landscape of Ras Al Khaimah. So you have the fort, the desert, of course, but also the mountain that is represented here. And finally, the sea at night. So this is a special tribute that we will offer during a special event we'll do at the end of this year. Then in our collection assortment, the dinnerware, what we call the dinnerware is the plates category, is the most important one. So as you can see, we do opaque white colors plates that some of our consumer final customers prefer, as it's very simple. So you can see we have all different kind of shapes, rectangular, round, but also traditional. And one also of a point of differentiation is the decor. We have the ability to do very different decoration on our plates, according to the taste of the different countries, of the different clients. So our design team is really adapting, looking at the design trends. So they do trend boards, and then they just try to propose to the different clients, according to the taste. There are some colors that are very successful in some countries. So this design, this decor, for example, is one of our best-selling design. It's very simple. It's inspired by the Asian tradition. And we actually do this decor on those transparent plates. So the decor is actually applied from the back and is cooked afterwards. So it's very resistant to dishwasher, to washing, and it's perfectly adapted for everyday usage. So here we also try to work more and more on the abstract design. We have more and more clients outside of the regions, but also inside the region, change in tastes we are observing everywhere. So the clients now ask for more simple design, monocolor design. So we are also trying to develop more and more graphic design and geometric designs. So there is a high variety. We also do special themes for special events. This region is a place of celebrations. There are celebrations and religious festive events every month, every week, I would say. So this region is also about celebration and special events. So we also develop special collections for Ramadan, for Mother's Day, for Christmas, for all events all along the year, for Diwali also, for all the main festivals that happen all along the year. And finally, we have seen a very strong trend on all the material effects, marble effects, stone effects. So we're also developing designs that go to this kind of style, and they are more and more popular all over the world. So you can see here all those different abstract decors that are really inspired by the real nature, different elements of the natures that we try to capture through our design. One of our strongest category is the category of the mugs and the cups. As we all know, there is a very strong tradition of drinking tea and coffee in this region. It's really part of the social habits and everyday life. So we develop a wide range of mugs and cups of different size and different styles to appeal to the different requests of our customers. So we have very simple mugs that are either decorated or not, but we also have the structured ones that are very successful in the region. They exist both in the transparent glass that we propose, but also in opaque color. Same as for the plates that we saw before, we also provide a wide range of specific design for our mugs in opal. And of course, one of our main categories is what we call the tumblers, the glasses category, the drinking glasses, either for water, for juice, for soft drinks. We have a very wide range of glasses. And again, the higher one that are more usually used for the soft drinks and the juice, and the lower one that are more usually used for the water. So we also renovate our range by creating, for example, new structure effects in the glass. So this is something we have developed very recently. It's one of our newest introduction, and that we are proposing to all our clients. So this is the food storage category. It has been a growing category everywhere. There is a growing trend of cooking at home, storing the food, putting it in the fridge, in the freezer, and then eventually reheat it in the microwave and bring it at the office or for the student at the university. So people want to eat healthy. So they tend to prepare their own food rather than buying pre-made food. So this storage category is a huge development in the last years. It used to exist mainly in plastic, but glass has key assets. Why? Because glass doesn't change the smell, the odor of the food. It's perfectly food safe, so you can reheat it. There is absolutely no risk. So versus plastic, glass has a lot of assets that we have been promoting all along those years. So this is one example. You can transport those boxes. It's perfectly leak-free, so you can use it and put all kinds of food inside. So this is a category that is very important for us. It exists both for food, prepared food. The storage category is also used for dry, what we call the dry storage. The dry food storage can be either rice or pasta or cereals or all kinds of spices. So it's very successful in the region. We sell it all over the region, but also in India. Consumers are using more and more those kind of storage boxes to store because it's nicer than cardboard or plastic boxes, and it's decorative also in the kitchen. Last but not least, Arc Middle East, we are producing here in the UAE, but we are part of a bigger group. Our production is coming from also the French factory, but also some other factories of the group. So these are typically products that we import from a French factory and that we distribute also here in the regions. So it's different products that we don't produce here yet, that we can propose to our different clients. So for example, you can see those kind of plates and bowl that are in plain color. So the color is actually inside the composition. So it's a timeless, everlasting colors. And we propose all this kind of dinner sets. For example, this one also, with this very nice, elegant structure, where the decor is actually replaced by a structure in the glass. This is increasingly successful, so we have been promoting this in the region.
So, Miss, you are operating in international markets. So, how does Arc Middle East navigate regional and international regulations while maintaining its commitment to continuous innovation, product quality, and environmental responsibility?
So, this is a key asset, I would say, also of this company. As a group, we are operating all over the world. Our group is operating in the US, in Europe, in China, in many other countries. So our teams globally have really the knowledge of what are the different regulations. First, in terms of product quality. Our product quality is really one of our key differentiator versus some of our local competition. We have the highest standard. We have been recognized as such. We have regularly also auditors coming from our different international clients to check on our quality test. We have our own internal lab, but we also do external tests with external labs, like all the different brands of the big control labs that exist in the world, internationally recognized, of course. But as a group, our group has standards of quality that first we need to follow. Those standards of quality are initially driven by the European Union regulations, but of course, as we operate also in the US, we have to comply with all the product regulations, especially I'm talking about food safety, about specific components, about the food contact. All products are in contact with food and drinks, so we need to make sure that it's 200% safe, of course, for an everyday usage, for the consumers, but also for the workers when they're actually producing those items. So we really are extremely cautious. First, we have all the standard specifications at the group level, but then we adapt to specific standards for each of our clients according to the country they're coming from.
Miss, what are the strategic advantages of being based in the UAE, especially that a big portion of your production is now exported to Europe and to the USA?
I would say the key asset, first, the UAE is a very stable country in a moving region, but still a very stable country. So for the company and for our clients, it's also important to know, maybe compared to some other regions of the world where the stability is not as such as we have here in the UAE, this is an asset. The second point is that it's quite central. If you think about it geographically, it's quite central between the eastern part of the world and the western part of the world. From the tariffs point of view, we have spoken a lot about the tariffs in the last months, especially towards the US. Some other regions of the world have seen huge increase of tariffs. From the UAE, it's still reasonable, I would say, and we hope it will stay like this. But we also have a strong support for the Ministry of Economy. We know that here in the UAE, they are also working hard to create those agreements with the different countries and to, in some cases, be able to negotiate some decrease of tariffs. For example, I have in mind the tariffs between the UAE and the European Union. This is a key point that they're working on. The UAE and India, for example, it's another one. So we're trying also to feed them with some data, everything we know from what's happening in the market, to see how they can support. And I must say they are very supportive. There are some free trade agreement under discussions, and we hope those will be concluded in the coming months or years. We always know it takes time. So I would say this is the first point. The second point is still, this country, in terms of labor costs, in terms of energy cost, is quite competitive if you compare it to Europe. So that's an asset. Of course, it's evolving, it's changing because the country is developing, but still, when you compare with other parts of the world, it's still reasonable cost, it's an asset, and energy cost. Energy availability, of course, it's an asset, but also energy cost is also competitive advantage when we compare to other regions of the world.
Great. Miss, growth and expansion require well-planned strategies and a long-term vision. So what are your strategic goals do you aim to achieve?
So the first one is really to boost innovation. During the COVID times and the COVID years, where the difficulties were there for many other companies, we have sometimes, let's say, a little bit less invested, especially I'm talking about new process of production, new type, for example, of we would like to develop colored glass today. Colored glass is produced in other factories of the group. We don't have it here. We want to start. So we have planned to invest, and this is actually a strong investment that will happen in February 26. We will be able to provide colored glass that are everlasting, with the color which is inside the composition of glass so that it can go and continue and stay for years. This is the first one. Same for our plates. We are doing some trials in the next month of August to be able to provide color plates. So going into this innovation and differentiation is this key point we really focus on in the coming years to make it happen.
Wish you all the best, Miss.
Thank you very much.
Now, Miss, based on your experiences, what words of encouragement or guidance you would like to convey through our episode to the new generation or to young entrepreneurs aspiring to build a career in the same field?
What I would like to say to the young generation is that the glass industry, the glass category is a beautiful category. You will see during this program the images of our plant. There is first a magic of glass. It's absolutely a magic world when you see these hot glass drops getting to the machine and becoming actually a real object that you will use for your everyday life. So it's a changing category. So we have to reinvent ourselves to create new designs, to create new processes, to really make the difference. So this is such a challenging but motivating industry to work with. And I would say it requires energy, passion. You need to love the product, but also resilience, because sometimes we go through difficult times, but you really need to, every morning wake up and just go back to the battlefield and, fight for the business. But that's a beautiful experience. And the last thing I would say is that we shouldn't be able to change completely our lives. This is something that I've been experiencing. And it's a great surprise to see sometimes we think, that's going to be a huge challenge. But when you come and you start and you take the problems one after the others and you solve them and you find finally that it's a success, that's a great achievement and a great satisfaction. So this is something I would like to convey.
So as we come to the end of our conversation, I would like to invite you to share a message of appreciation and gratitude to the UAE and its leaders.
What I would like to say is that this country is very welcoming. I would say from a personal, familial, but also professional point of view. It's a business-oriented country. It's a business-oriented government. We can see that on an everyday basis. We are invited now to many initiatives on energy optimization, energy monitoring. There are some common initiatives that are, for example, organized by the RAC municipality to work on solar panel installations. Just as an example, the RAC's economic zone is also supporting us, organizing meetings between the different companies to create some business opportunities, best practice sharing. So what I feel is really a strong support from the different authorities to really develop the business, find what are our pain points, what we can improve, what can make our life easier as a company. And this is a very, very strong support that is really something I noticed since I arrived here.
Thank you so much, Miss, for this inspiring meeting. It was my pleasure talking with you today. Wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Dear audience, this is the end of our episode. Watch us next week. Goodbye.